Hello, welcome to our virtual PLC, part two of webinar number 7. And I'm Dr. Zandra Bell McCroy. I'm your virtual PLC lead for 6 through 12 band. And we are going to continue talking about um, just tips from the field. Now, thinking outside of the box. This is where the the pandemic allowed me to really flesh this out, but I had already begun thinking about wellness in the classroom. So our students face so many different things in the world. I think it's important for us to not only take care of their intellectual development, but also to help them develop as just good humans. So focusing on wellness in the classroom is really important. Why practice mindfulness in the band room? This this unfortunate scene has happened in band rooms all over the country, I'm pretty sure, at some point. Typically, um, after hours when you've gotten the 50th email with asking the same question that you were very clear about in your newsletter on a Thursday night before a playoff game that you have to travel 3.5 hours on a school bus for. So it's just one of those things. Why do I need to practice mindfulness in the bedroom? It's going to help you and the kids. Now, the energy mentality. I'm going to need to move my face. There we go. So the energy mentality is a way of thinking about the atmosphere and the climate in the classroom in the band room. And so I always approach things as from a modeling standpoint. I want to model the behavior that I want to see from my students. So if you model the type of energy you want to have in your classroom, you'll get it back. So if you're stressed and frantic, the students will mirror that energy. If you are disorganized or unfocused or distracted or all of the different things, the students are going to mirror what they see from you. If you speak loudly, the students will do the same. They're not going to get softer because you got louder, right? um, I don't like to talk loud. I remember when I was in college, I had a professor tell me, I really hope your band room is really quiet, because you talk very softly. You just don't talk loud. And I was like, well, I don't plan on having a loud band room. I don't have a loud house, so I don't have a loud life. So don't expect to have a loud band room. And I haven't had a loud band room. Of course, everyone's band room gets loud every now and then. You just have to do a quick reminder of what the expectation is, and then everything can go back to normal. Um, but I say a lot to the students when I can feel the energy shifting in a non-productive way. I don't like the energy in the room right now. Mm-mm. And that puts the ball back in their court because they know what the expectations are. We've already gone over the expectation for the classroom, what I expect from them. And so that puts the ball back in their court. It's on you now. What are you going to do about it? You know? So when you find the energy shifting in a bad way, step off the podium and put the ball in their court. Um, don't try to muscle it out of the kids because they're going to get a kick out of that because you essentially look like you've lost your mind, right? And the last thing you need is for some kid to start laughing because you were upset. Nope. I'm going to give you a minute. I'm going to step off this podium. I'm going to give you a minute and let you get yourselves together. Um, this is a way to teach them self control, professional behaviors, um, accountability, self checking, all of those things. So it gives us an opportunity to teach them things that they're going to need to know out in the real world. Discipline is not a bad word. I hear so many teachers say, "I want to enjoy my students. I don't want to rule with an iron fist." Um, discipline is not the enemy. Apathy can often be the enemy. So discipline is a sign that you care enough about the students to ensure that they get a quality education and they have a good experience. Um, and we often mistake discipline with being harsh or unyielding or tyrant. It doesn't have to be the case. So let's just talk about how to have a disciplined classroom without being just, for lack of a better word, a jerk. Okay. Discipline really, in my head, equals high expectations. I have high expectations for my students. Um, Having a disciplined classroom can also be known as a classroom with high expectations for students and teachers. I hold myself to a very high standard. I want to be super prepared when I get in front of my students. I have studied, I have planned, I am prepared, I'm ready to go, I'm focused. Let's do some work. Um, my go-to term or my phrase is "let's do work." The kids know that that's when I'm serious, and I say it. And if I'm serious, let's do work. We have work to do. Um, Teaching students how to hold themselves to a high standard is a way of having a disciplined classroom. If you have them hold themselves to a high standard, guess what? You don't have to hand out punishments. Guess what? You don't have to do redirect. If they are holding themselves to that high standard, then you don't have to do it for them. They're doing it for themselves. And discipline does not equal punishment. Discipline is about order, about control, about focus, about self regulation, motivation, all of those things. It's not about discipline. I mean, it's not about punishment. Discipline is not equal to punishment. Punishment is its own thing. Um, I guess punishment might be what happens when you're not disciplined and you don't act in a disciplined way. So now you have to have a consequence or a punishment. Our job is to help students learn to be self aware, self disciplined, and reflective. Those are our goals, right, as teachers. We don't want to just think about music and not talk to them about being good humans, right? Model the type of behavior that you want to see from your students. Like I said, you want to hold yourself to a really high standard so that the kids can understand that I'm not just asking you to do this, I'm holding myself to this standard as well. Teach them how to behave in a manner that is conducive to learning, and you won't have to focus much on punishment. If you communicate very clearly what you need from them in your space, in the band room, then to be effective as a teacher, you won't have as many problems with punishment. I don't have to hand out very many punishments. I think I've written maybe 4 or 5 discipline referrals in like 8 years. So don't have to write many because you know what you're supposed to do. Handle your business. We've already established what I need from you, and I'm giving you what you need from me. So come on, handle your business. All right. And so that ends webinar part 2 of webinar 7. And I will see you back here for part 3 of webinar 7. See you soon.